Tonight on Live Underground, we have the Space Age. It's a three-piece from Halifax, and, well, they actually hail from a few different, somewhat well-known artists around the Maritimes, and their frontman, guitarist, vocalist, Andy Patel, joins me on the phone. Hey, Andy.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Good, man. Now, we got the show coming up tomorrow night at the Tribeca. You're playing with a few different bands, and this is among your first few shows, is it?
Yes, this will be show number 3 as the Space Age. We played at a good friend of mine, Adam and Crystal Martin's charity golf tournament in July, and that was the first show for the Space Age, and then we played at Tribeca last month. And for a first turnout, it was really good. I mean, just with friend support, and I think people are kind of curious what us 3-season vets are up to these days. So, yeah, it was certainly a blast, and we're really looking forward to tomorrow night.
Playing a nice bar compared to playing a charity golf tournament has to be a very different audience and vibe, eh?
Well, definitely. I mean, there's a sentiment attached really to the golf tournament, whereas the foundation that it supports is in their late son's name, and their late son was probably one of the biggest rock and roll fans I knew. His name is Max McKean Martin, and actually our EP, a portion of its proceeds go to that foundation, just because like he was getting to an age where he was into AC/DC, and we'd look at YouTube videos, and he actually loved Bon Scott, and, you know, got me more pumped on AC/DC because I've always loved them. And so after he had passed in 2009, I told them every year for the golf tournament, you know, to honor Max's love of rock, and me being, you know, he used to love when I'd be off the road with Matt Mays and El Torpedo and come over to visit and want me to play guitar. And so, yeah, that's a really special show, but it definitely gives kind of a, you know, I think a inner confidence and drive to carry on, you know, just with everything they had to go through, and just, you know, because I'm here to do it, I do. So Max, you know, I do it for myself, obviously, and the band for our individual reasons, for fun, but, you know, it has a lot more meaning to know, you know, you got to really accomplish things that are important to you while you're here and alive and here and now.
And the cool thing about your guys' band, you're actually made up of a few different times. You mentioned you had you played bass with Matt Mays and El Torpedo for a few years, right?
Yeah, 7 years, right from he started his first solo record after he left the Guthries, and he formed a band of just good buddies, and the camaraderie was, and it still is, really good. It was, you know, just a band founded on some really good friendships, and then it so happened we all, you know, gelled musically. And yeah, had a great 7 years, you know, touring mostly North America. Had a couple jaunts overseas to the UK where we actually recorded our second record as Matt Mays and El Torpedo. So yeah, it was really, you know, it was, you know, if you want to call, you know, like the 90s, Greg, who's my, the drummer in the Space Age, he and I, that was the early stages of playing in bands. And there's one quote Jimmy Page once said, rock and roll breastfeeding. So those days of early holiday snaps into Matt Mays, I consider that my rock and roll breastfeeding period. So from that time till now, it's really I think a big reason just to have had the honor to have played this long. Yeah, it's still something, you know, I have a passion for. So that's kind of what the Space Age stands for, really, is, you know, a passion for rock and roll music. And we kind of noticed parallels between the actual Space Age, the era known as when mankind was first put into space, and popular rock and roll music. So I guess that's sort of our whole thing, you know. We like to try to always want to cover all our bases.
And so when you ended up leaving El Torpedo and you decided you want to do maybe your own project, what was the inspiration to take you into that direction and do something new?
Well, I'd started writing songs while off the road with Matt Mays and El Torpedo, and I had riff and melody ideas probably from the Holiday Snaps years as well. And then, so when I decided to leave, which was, you know, well, mainly to go back to school, when I just finished a 2-year business program through NSCC, but I did feel a void because you're playing music 24/7 touring, but then I'm like, okay, I'm not playing bass. What should I be doing here? It's like, oh, well, all those unfinished song ideas, you know, time to get them finished. And so Greg and I, like I've mentioned before, used to play in a band called the Holiday Snaps, which consisted of Casey Spidel, who plays in fronts Bad Vibe, and and then it was his brother Darcy Spidel on guitar. He has a record label, Divorce Records. myself as bass player and slash guitar player in the end. Darcy and I used to swap. And then, of course, Greg on drums. Greg left to join the Heavy Blinkers, and then from those years, I was starting to show him my riffs and melodies, but still a little bit shy to sing in front of people. And, of course, that confidence got built just, singing harmony parts with Matt Mays and co. So, yeah, that was it.
Okay, so we're going to get to a song of yours that I believe is from your EP that you can find at thespaceage.bandcamp.com. The song is called Little City. What do you want to tell me about that?
Well, Little City, I had that riff laying around for a long time and melody. But in 2009, my wife, now wife, my then fiance, and I took a trip to India. And so I have mixed backgrounds. My mom's from Halifax, my dad's from India. So the song, there's a lot of duality sort of things going on, Halifax being a twin city, and the city my relatives are from in India is considered a little city. It has 4 million people because there's 1 billion people there. But then it also talks a little bit, I guess, kind of deals with being born and raised in Halifax, and kind of identify oneself with a place they have deep roots. So that's kind of what we got going on with Little City.
We're going to get that song now. It's the Space Age, a Little City on Live 105's Live Underground.